Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 very special thanks to instructor and referee John Kipp, who authored the tournaments are a very special time. Across download the 2021 OSHA tournament match regulations. Officials do not enforce this. A team fails to appear or is not ready to play within 30 minutes of the scheduled start time. Contact the tournament manager. The district board decides at the sectional and district level, that is, the first 2 weeks of the postseason tournament. At the regional and state level, the site manager should contact the OHSAA, which makes these decisions. NFHS rules and OSHA tournament regulations are to be used in all matches in the postseason tournament, please. The mercy rule applies to the tournaments at all levels. Let's take a look at it. The rule does not apply in the first half. The rule only applies during the second half. If there's a 6-goal differential at the half or in the second half, the clock runs continuously in the second half unless there's an unusual delay deemed necessary by the officials, such as an injury, or the goal differential becomes less than 6. The Ohio Mercy Rule trumps rules 343 and 743. These rules are regular timing rules. Our mercy rule supersedes regular timing rules. Example, Team A is ahead by 7 goals as the second half is kicked off. Team A is leading and Team A only subs with 4 minutes remaining in the second half. Here, the clock continues to run. The Ohio Mercy Rule takes precedence over regular timing rules. There is no overtime stoppage under these new rules. In the last 5 minutes, if a match is tied, either of both teams. In the last 5 minutes, only the leading team subs. In the last 5 minutes, where the leading and the trailing teams. A sub for the leading team is beckoned with 5:05 remaining in the head referee must have a pre-match with the official time. Match management, the pre-match. The touchline official, formerly known as the fourth official. Duties are specified. If you're going to work the regional or states as a touchline official, be sure to study OSHA Tournament Regulation 7C. Your duties are set forth there. The touchline official, again, regional and state play. There will be one for each side of the field with the team. You are to act and dress the part. That means you must have all of the jerseys, long and short. Arrive for all pre-match inspections and discussion. Be there at least an hour before kickoff. As a touchline official, your usual position will be in the official area. You are to signal subs with a horn, not use a whistle. But if you do use headsets, you won't have to use the horn. Keep all backup records of the game, especially goals and especially cards. You will be responsible for subs, player, and blood rule inspections according to the pre-match conference. more touchline official. You have ground pole duties. That means you want to prevent a player remaining in the game after a second yellow card. Keep that information flowing, especially if you're using headsets. You have a watch for violence that's out of the view of the assistant referees and the referee. You are to manage bench decorum. Use the least intrusive means to manage this. Use your coaches to assist you with this. And finally, you are to do whatever the head referee instructs you to do. Where there's injury or sickness for one of the referee crew. When needed to ref, the crew determines the positions that the remaining referees will assume. Where able, the incapacitated official will serve as a touchline official. The referee crew's decisions on this are final. Have an open, honest discussion in arriving at your decision. Match management, officials' protocols, arrival, uniforms, demeanor. Call and/or email or text your crew to confirm the date, time, and location of the match. We strongly suggest arrival at least 1 hour beforehand. Wear only the approved uniforms. See Section 10.7c of the current officials handbook. Remember where you are and whom you represent. Remain calm and confident. Watch what you say. Silence cannot be misquoted. Warm-up timing pre-match. Both teams are guaranteed a minimum of 30 minutes of uninterrupted warm-up time. They can access the field 1 hour prior to kickoff, presuming no previous match. The 30-minute clock starts 40 minutes prior to kickoff. This guarantees the 30-minute warm-up. The remaining 10 minutes are for your talk with the captains and the head coach, your coin toss, intros, and the national anthem. This is a sample pre-match schedule. 6 o'clock, teams are permitted to take the field. At 6:20, the 30-minute clock starts. At 6:20, the guaranteed 30 minutes of uninterrupted warm-ups begin. At 6:50, the uninterrupted warm-up time is concluded. At 6:50, pre-match sportsmanship talk, coin toss, pre-match introductions, national anthem. We kick off at 7, right on time. Match management team rosters. Limited roster, maybe not in week 1. Only 22 players in uniform may be on the roster for postseason play. If there are more than 22, this must be corrected at once. Do not start the match until this is done. Failure to comply with this regulation after request by the head referee shall result in forfeiture of the match by the OHSAA. There's a proposal in front of our board of directors to allow unlimited rosters for the sectionals the first week of the tournament. If this passes, I will be in touch with you about it. This is the site manager's job. The number of persons in the bench area is 29 max. The official's job is a maximum of 22 players dressed and on the roster. If more, site manager and the head coach confer with the head referee to get this fixed. Anyone in the team area must be on the roster, player or non-player. Drones. This, again, is a site manager's job. Drones or unmanned aerial vehicles are prohibited for any purpose by any persons at the OHSAA tournaments. Tournament management shall remove anyone attempting to use a drone and or confiscate the drone until the event has been completed. Note, An exception to this policy may be made in specific cases for OSHA broadcast partners, provided the management of the tournament facility permits the presence of drones for broadcast purposes under the control of the OHSAA. Should this exception be granted to any broadcast partner, direct communication will occur between the OHSAA and the site manager. These also are the site manager's job. Cheerleaders, mascots, and their activities. Air horns or noisemakers. Officials can prohibit these where it interferes with the game. This includes school pep bands, drums, vuvuzelas. They're all permitted. Use Rule 19, common sense. People videotaping the match. Crowd control generally. Passes for team personnel and players. Banners and signs. All responsibility of the site manager. The head referee gets involved with crowd control for obscenities to players, coaches, or referees, crowd encroachment of the field, things that affect the match. The head referee refers these matters to the site manager. The site manager can be contacted through the home coach. Referees are not to approach spectators or to attempt to eject spectators or clear the stands themselves. Allow the trained site manager to do just that, to manage. Additional match regulations, other items. Placement of team benches diagonally across the field. No NF 1.5.3. Arrive at your match early, 1 hour, so you can fix any problems before they interfere. Please leave immediately when the match is over. Have a safe zone to go to. Additional match regulations, other items. Ball persons are increased to 3 from each team from 2 for each team from last year. 3 balls from each team during sectional and district levels, first 2 weeks. Live video to a scoreboard is legal, but no replays of controversial plays are allowed. This comes from page 16 of the coach's preseason guide. The match balls. In the sectionals and districts, any NFHS authenticated ball is okay. The regionals and states, we will use the Wilson Forte Fibrid 2. In the regionals and states, each team gets 3, and these balls travel with those teams throughout the tournament. This is the Wilson ball that will be used throughout the regionals and states, and it's a nice looking ball. Match management, tie procedures. This is an area where you can readily lose your way. Go over the overtime procedure several times before your first match and continue to review this material throughout the tournaments. Tie procedures. These only apply if the score is tied at the end of regulation time, 2 halves of 40 minutes. 5 minutes is put on the clock to allow both teams to confer with their coaches. The head referee instructs both teams concerning next procedures, captains and coaches. Coin toss before the overtime. Visitors call all coin tosses in the match. A coin toss shall be held as in the regular season. The team winning the toss has the choice of which goal to defend or to kick off first. Refamiliarize yourself with that rule. The overtime periods. The team will play a maximum of a 15-minute overtime. It's sudden victory, So if a team scores, it's over, no matter how much time has been played or how much time is left. If neither team scores in the first overtime, teams will play a maximum of a second 15-minute overtime. Again, this is sudden victory. Team scores, it's over. General overtime procedures. If a second overtime is necessary, there shall be a 2-minute interval on the clock between overtime periods. To start the second overtime, the team shall change ends of the field and alternate the kickoff. The rightfully maligned and dreaded shootout. The setup for a shootout. If no one has scored after 2 full 15-minute overtimes have been played, 2 minutes are put on the clock. Officials, coaches, and captains meet at the halfway line to review this procedure. Shootout procedures. Head referee chooses the goal. In accordance with National Federation Rule 1.6, spectators shall be confined to areas at least 10 feet from the touchline, team official areas, and the goal line. Our tournament rules provide that no one shall be permitted directly behind the goal unless they are seated in bleachers. The head referee chooses which goal will be used based on weather and field conditions. This is in Tournament Regulation 9B1. The referee may not flip a coin to determine which goal will be used. Shootout procedures. The coin toss winner may choose to kick first or second. Please do not forget they have a choice. Again, the visitors call all coin tosses. Each coach submits a list of 5 kickers by first and last name, jersey number, and sequence of kickers. Once submitted, the only substitution is for an injury or misconduct issue and must be coordinated through the head referee. Shootout procedures. Repeat, each coach submits a list of 5 kickers by first and last name, jersey number, and sequence of kickers. It is important to get first and last names and numbers. What happens if you have twins or siblings playing? Another very important facet of this is one of the referees or the touchline official must verify the kicking list against the roster so that you don't have any situations occur. Shootout procedures. The identified kickers are in the center circle. Use the front half of the center circle for the current pair of kickers. Coaches, non-kickers, and other bench personnel are to remain on the halfway line outside of the center circle. The home will be on the halfway line nearer their bench, the visitors on the halfway line further from their bench. Shootouts are great if you win, aren't they? The referee's whistle is required for each kick. Check out NF 9.1.3. Shootout procedure. Teams alternate kickers. The ball may only be kicked once. No follow-up is permitted. The ball remains live until its momentum is spent, it goes out of bounds, or it is retouched by the kicker. The approach to the kick must not be interrupted. A stutter step is allowed. No stopping is permitted on the kicker's way to the ball. Shootout procedures. In essence, normally the kick should proceed and then you decide based upon the result. See the chart on page 69 of this year's rulebook. If the penalty kick is not kicked forward, the penalty kick is missed unless the goalkeeper infringes. If the kicker stops, there is no infringement by the goalkeeper and the kick goes into the goal, retake the kick. If the kicker stops and there is no infringement by the goalkeeper and the kick misses the goal, this is a missed kick. The defending team may change goalkeepers prior to each kick. The initial set of kickers requires a maximum of 5 kicks per team, unless mathematically eliminated before 5 kicks are taken. The team scoring the greater number of goals shall be declared the winner. Where a team has taken fewer than 5 kicks and has already scored a greater number of goals than their opponent can score if all 5 of their kicks were taken, the shootout is terminated, and the winner is the team which has already scored the greater number of goals. Let's look at an example. Blue scores, yellow misses. Blue scores again, yellow scores. Blue scores again, yellow scores. Blue scores again, yellow misses. It is over. Let's look at who's eligible for the shootout. Players eligible to participate include the goalkeeper and any players on or off the field who are on the roster. Players not eligible to participate are those who have been disqualified or ejected during the game, including a second caution equals red. It's a good idea to remind both coaches at halftime between the 2 overtimes that anyone on their players' roster can participate in a shootout. They need not be on the field at the end of the second overtime. Managing sets of kickers. The first set of 5, all players are eligible. 5 kickers per team, all 10 may kick. The second set of 5, all eligible players except those that kicked in the first set. Sudden victory begins. The third set of 5, we revert again to all eligible players. It remains sudden victory. The fourth set of 5, all eligible players except those who kicked in the immediately preceding set. Again, it remains sudden victory. 3 and 4 keep rolling until we get a result. The following procedure should be a rarity. It is a limited, reduced to equate. It is used only for even-numbered sets of kickers. A team with 5 different kickers reduces to the same number of kickers as a team that is short of 5 separate kickers. Example, After completion of the first set of 5 kickers, with each team having scored 4 goals, Team A has only 3 players eligible for the second set of 5 kickers. That is, players who are on the roster and who did not kick in the immediately preceding set of 5 kickers. The second set of 5 kickers will consist of the remaining 3 Team A players who did not kick in the immediately preceding set of 5 kickers, and any 3 of Team B's eligible players who did not kick in the immediately preceding set of 5 kickers. Managing misconduct. Shootout. Caution players. This most often applies to a player who commits misconduct within the taking of the penalty kick. Do everything in your power. Use your personality to attempt to avoid having to give a yellow card, warn, verbal chew, anything. The shootout. How misconduct works. If the goalkeeper commits misconduct as the goalkeeper's penalty is restricted to that for a goalkeeper. If the goalkeeper commits misconduct as a kicker, the goalkeeper's penalty is restricted to that for a kicker. Example. The goalkeeper takes a penalty kick and commits misconduct. No penalty is imposed on the goalkeeper's right to play goalkeeper, only on the goalkeeper's right to kick. Example. Where the goalkeeper commits misconduct as a goalkeeper, the goalkeeper can still take a kick. Example. The goalkeeper would be able to play goalkeeper, though the goalkeeper committed misconduct as a kicker. More shootout. Misconduct during kicks. Player X is cautioned before taking her kick. Player X is not eligible to kick until the next set of 5 kicks. Another eligible player must take X's original term. The idea is to have the offender miss a set of kicks in which the offender otherwise would be eligible to kick. Caution players, another example. One of the 5 players listed to take a kick is cautioned after he or she takes that kick. That player is not eligible to kick again until that player misses a turn in which they were otherwise eligible to kick. Let's pull this misconduct during kicks business together. Player X is cautioned for saying shick after taking her kick in the first set. Player X is not eligible to kick again until the set beginning with the 16th kick. X is not eligible to kick in the second set by rule. X must miss the third set due to the caution. X may kick in the fourth set. Misconduct by the goalkeeper as goalkeeper. Caution during any set of kicks. The goalkeeper cannot re-enter as goalkeeper until the next opponent completes a kick. The caution goalkeeper must be substituted for by any eligible player on that team's roster. Disqualification during kicks. Any player, including the goalkeeper, who is disqualified may not participate any further. If his or her kick is not already completed, a replacement is permitted and is required if it is the goalkeeper. Interrupted tournament matches. weather issues. You will follow the letter of OSHA lightning and inclement weather regulations regarding lightning and thunder. Upon the first indication of a problem, the official shall suspend the competition for 30 minutes and will not resume until no, nada, yente, nihil, zero, zip, zilch, lightning, or thunder occurs again for a full 30 minutes. Always err on the side of safety. If a lightning detector sounds the alarm before thunder is heard or lightning is seen, suspend play immediately. If a lightning detector has sounded the alarm, play cannot be resumed until the later of the 30-minute clock expiring without additional thunder and or lightning, and the lightning detector as well sounds the all clear. If you hear thunder or see lightning, but lightning detector does not sound the alarm, you must still suspend play immediately. Interrupted tournament matches. They will continue from the point of the interruption. Any disqualified or ejected player, coach, or bench personnel cannot participate in the resumed match. Teams playing short will continue to play short. Rule 713, that is, one half as a complete match, is not in effect. A match that cannot be completed that day must be picked up from the point of the interruption. More interrupted matches. If you cannot continue to completion, it is very important to record the time of and reason for the stoppage, who kicked off and defended which goal, the location and type of restart and who performs it, the score of the stoppage, any misconduct cards, give complete information to the game assigner that night. File your official report for any disqualifications. If it's a regional or a state, the site manager will notify the OHSAA. At the end of the match, pretend you've just watched this entire presentation and leave that quickly. Leave immediately. Supervision of post-match activities is not your job. Supervision is by the participating school. Remember always, no derogatory comments to the news media or on social media. Lastly, let's all look the part. Have fun. You have finished the meeting. This is the final slide for a 2021 OSHA online soccer local rules meeting. For confirmation of meeting credit, please check your My OSHA profile after 2 weeks from today. If you did not see your credit at that time, please email the office at officiating@osha.org. Thank you. Have a wonderful season.